We will move on to the next problem, that is problem number 22. The problem number 22 has the following details. The stocks of two companies are given, L and M, have yielded the following returns for the past 2 years. So returns of L company, returns of M company for 2 years given, 2019 and 2020. So L company for 2 years, M company for 2 years. The questions goes like this. What is the expected return on portfolio made up of 60% of L and 40% of M? So the weightage of the two stocks will be 60% and 40%. Next, find out the standard deviation of each stock. The next one is, what is the covariance and the coefficient of correlation between stock L and M? Next, what is the portfolio risk of a portfolio made up of 60% of L and 40% of M? So this is the problem given. This is like a case study or 10 marks problem. So we will move on to the working part of it now. First one we will go for calculation of expected return. So we will go for an average return here for the calculation. Because we have two companies and for 2 years. So let me take RL. RL means return of L company. RM means return of M company. So I will go for an average of the L company first, then the average of M company. So because we have for 2 years information here. Summation RL, that means total of L company 12 plus 18 divided by 2. 2 years, that is N is 2 years. So that is going to be 30 divided by 2, 15. Next, for M company, we have for 2 years, 2019 and 2020, return is 14 and 12%. So 14 plus 12 divided by 2. So 26 divided by 2 will be 13. So first we have found out the average of L company, average of M company. Then we go for portfolio returns. In the portfolio returns, they have given the weight for the L company and the M company. You can look at it, made up of 60% of L and 40% of M. So here they are given for weightage for L company. L company is 60%. So 0.60, that is weight of L. Then weight of M given as 40%. So that is 0.40. So W represents weight of L, weight of M, 60% and 40%. So average of L, average of M. So you have to multiply the return with weight plus return with weight to get the portfolio returns. So 15 into 0.6, 13 into 0.4, we will be getting the total as the 14.2. 14.2 is the final answer. This is the first part of the question. Second one is calculation of the standard deviation, how much of variation is there in. So I have given a general formula first. Standard deviation is equal to square root of summation R minus R dash whole square divided by N. I will go for L company separate and M company separate. I will do for both the companies one by one. So let me go for the first company first, L. So we have for 2 years. So I will club both the years and find an average standard deviation kind of a thing. R minus R dash, R of L company 12 and next is 18. So I will go for the first one, 12, R bar is 15, Next, 18 is the second year, and again R bar is 15 whole square divided by n is 2 years. So here that is 12 minus 15 minus 3 square plus 18 minus 15 3 square divided by 2. So minus 3 into minus 3 9 plus 3 into plus 3 9 divided by 2. So 9 plus 9 18 divided by 2, that is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So this is the standard deviation of L company. So I have simplified using the standard deviation formula. Next. So here you have to be very careful when you are doing it. The formula looks like for 1 year, but we have information for 2 years here. So like an average, as I told you, first for 2019, next for 2020. 2019, if you see 12 minus 15 square. For the second year 2020, 18 minus 15 square. So it's like an average standard deviation for 2 years. The formula looks like for only 1 year, but because we have 2 years information, we have to do like this. Similarly, we'll go for the M company. First 2019, 14 minus 13 whole square plus 12 minus 13 whole square. Fourteen minus 13 is 1 square. 12 minus 13 is minus 1 square. So 1 square is 1. Minus 1 square is also 1. So 2 divided by 2. So standard deviation of M is 1. So this is the standard deviation for both the companies. Next I'll move on to the covariance. So here covariance formula, summation of Rn minus R dash L multiplied by Rm minus R dash M. So two companies have named it as L and M. It can be 1 and 2 also. So we have to be more careful about this. 2 years information we have done like this for 2 years. If 3 years is there, you have to add 1 more year. So divided by 3. If 4 years means divided by 4. So similarly we have to work out. So I don't have the information of summation part of it. So I will go for the calculation, then working part of it, then I will come back to this. So n is 2 because 2 years information. So to find this I have to go for working here. I take Rn minus R dash L and Rm minus R bar M. I'll go 1 by 1. First I'll go for RL, that is for the first year. Next for 2020, I'll go for 2 years. So RL, that is 12 minus R bar 15, that is equal to minus 3. Next 18 minus 15, that will be again the value 3 only, that is plus 3. So similarly we have to find for the M company 14 and 13 and 12 and 13. 14 minus 13 plus 1, then 12 minus 13 minus 1. So these are the values, I have got it. We have to multiply both these values now. Minus 3 into 1 plus 3 into minus 1. So minus 3 into 1, we are going to get minus. Again plus 3 into minus 1, again minus. So here I have got minus 6 as the value of summation. So summation RL minus R dash L into Rm minus R dash M is minus 6. So minus 6 I will transfer over here. I will simplify. So minus 6 divided by 2 minus 3. So this is the value of covariance of L and M. Covariance of L and M for two companies together. So next one is, if 3 years is there or 3 different companies, you have to go for like this only. 3 different columns, multiply again with all the 3, that will be the summation part of it. Moving on to the another part of C only, that is calculation of coefficient of correlation. So covariance of L and M here minus 3 I have taken from here. Then standard deviation of L into standard deviation of M. Standard deviation of L is 3, standard deviation of M is 1. So 3 into 1. So minus 3 divided by plus 3, that is going to be R is equal to minus 1. So correlation is negative minus 1. We'll move on to the last part of the question, that is D. The D part of that goes like this. What is the portfolio risk of a portfolio made up of 60% of L and 40% of M? 60% of L and 40% of M. There are 2 company stocks are there. So I have put a formula for 2 company portfolio risk. So please observe carefully. Standard deviation of P, risk is measured in terms of standard deviation. So I have taken a symbol here, standard deviation of P. Risk is nothing but connected to standard deviation. Square root of all the values, have a look at it carefully. So because we have 2 companies over here, I have taken weight of L, weight of M, 2 companies. But for the first part, weight of L square, standard deviation of L square is a combination, weight into standard deviation square. So 2 companies are there, I have done 2 companies. If 3 companies are there, you have to go for 3 companies. Weight into standard deviation square. Then plus 2 into weights. So if 3 companies there, you have to go for the 3 companies. There only you have to be very careful. Then correlation of L and M, standard deviation of L, standard deviation of M. First is substitution, then simplification. So you have to do very carefully. So weight of L 60%, that is 0.6 square. Standard deviation of L square, standard deviation of L is 3 square, plus weight of M 0.4. Standard deviation of M, that is 1. 2 into weight of L 0.6, weight of M 0.4. Then you can multiply further as it is. Everything is multiplication only here. Correlation of L and M. Correlation of L and M is minus 1. Again multiplied by standard deviation of L. Standard deviation of L is 3 into standard deviation of M, that is 1. Everything whole square. Everything is square root. So here we have to be more careful when you are doing the simplification. 0.6 square into 3 square. So that is going to be 0.36 into 9 plus 0.16 into 1 plus you multiply all this 2 into 0.6 into 0.4 into minus 1 into 3 into 1. You will get minus value because you have one minus over here, minus 1.44. So here you have to be careful. So 9 into 0.36, 3.4 plus 0.16 into 1, 0.16 minus 1.44. So here you are going to get simplification. You have to add this 2 value and minus this 2 value, and we have to go for the square root. 1.96 square root will be 1.4. So risk of the two portfolios is 1.4.